All right. Good morning from Houston, Texas. This is Smart Madu Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International. From Houston, Texas, United States of America. It's a beautiful morning here today. A little warm and not cold. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are. Here in the United States, Nigeria, Africa, and everywhere on earth. This is Smart Madu Ajaja. Today, I'm going to be talking about why I detest, why I hate the mainstream media in Nigeria. The media is a very, very powerful tool. Yes, needed for the advancement of a country. The media is supposed to educate and inform correctly. But in Nigeria, in the past 20 years, the media has gone from bad to worse. The Nigerian media used to be a very vibrant media, enjoying a high degree of independence. But what we have today is a media that works against the people of Nigeria. The media that works for those who find themselves inordinately and illegally in power. The media that works for those who can pay them to write whatever or reel out any fake news that they want to feed the people with. It is sad, and the media in Nigeria is a divisive media promoting disunity in Nigeria. The media houses only those who can pay the money. If you have an alternative voice, you have something that does not conform to what has been written out for them to feed the people falsely, your voice will never be heard. And this is the reason why we must do something in Nigeria to encourage free speech in Nigeria. Speeches are no longer free in Nigeria. The media practitioners, the owners of the mainstream media, are part of Nigeria's trouble. Yes, they are corrupt, they are morally bankrupt. Those who are running our country down belong to the same clubs, they belong to the same class, they do the same thing together. Hey, please, if you are joining, help us. We need some help. Share our message. If you are just coming for the first time, subscribe, comment, share, like, ask us questions, suggest ways that we can make some improvements so we can better serve our global community. ONN is a global movement, an alternative movement to how information is disseminated to the people who desperately need it. Yes, so I am talking about the Nigerian media, mainstream media today. Yes, the media in Nigeria is not free. And the mainstream media works for the oppressors of Nigeria. That is why the people of Nigeria never get the right information. Yeah, they have to rely on alternative sources to get as much as they want. The media in Nigeria divides the country along the colonial lines. They are supposed to be a bridge. They are supposed to be preaching unity. But the media in Nigeria has become a tool for advancing the cause of disunity in Nigeria, selling wrong information to the people of Nigeria who need the right type of information to question their government and stand up for themselves. The media has become a darkness in Nigeria, a tool for the destruction of the Nigerian psyche, and they have done a great job at that. So this is the reason why, one of the reasons we decided to set up ONN. Hello, how are you? How are you, Denny? Good to see you. Good to see you. How are you doing today? All right, yes. So we are talking about the problems of the media. Yeah, the media is different everywhere. The media in Nigeria is not driven by any form of ideology. They are driven by money. I interviewed a friend of mine a couple of days ago, and I asked him questions about what the media is doing in Nigeria. The answer he gave was heartbreaking. He told me about his own personal experience. I do have mine, and that is the reason why I went ahead to establish ONN. And this is the reason why I am appealing to Nigerians, Africans, and the global community who want to hear the truth about Nigeria, Africa, and the world. Join us here. Subscribe to our channel. Share our messages. We provide in-depth analysis of situations in Nigeria, Africa, and around the world. So please, join us. So going back to the issue I was talking about, my friend told me that a friend of his, who is a high-profile media practitioner in Nigeria, he wrote an article and sent it to his organization for publication. The guy called him and told him, no, I know that what you are writing is great, is germane, and this is what our people need to hear, but I cannot publish it, because if I publish it, we will lose the government patronage that we enjoy. So the fake government in Nigeria has hijacked everything in Nigeria. So the people have no source, no way of expressing themselves. So they have to be fed lies. Yes, they have to be fed lies 24/7. And the typical Nigerian, the psyche of a typical Nigerian is that whatever the government says is true. They don't know that their government is driven by criminals, rogues, bandits, terrorists, yes, kidnappers, and all kinds of criminals are holding Nigeria hostage. The typical Nigerian does not understand that there is need for an alternative source of information, and that he should corroborate with what is being fed by the lying rogue government of Nigeria. So, the media has become a problem. The media is more of a problem than Boko Haram, because of the type of information that they read out. It's like they write scripts for them to come and read out to the people of Nigeria. That personal touch, that the access to variant opinion is lost in Nigeria. We don't have it. There's no media in Nigeria as we speak. Yesterday, 22 soldiers were massacred by Boko Haram in the northeast of Nigeria. And then the army was claiming that they killed 70 terrorists. 22 people, 22 soldiers dead in one single operation. That is a sad commentary of the state of what is happening in Nigeria. And how are we sure that what we are being told is the truth? Because they have lied severally in the past, and they will continue to lie. And they have a tool in the mainstream media of Nigeria that help them support their lies and beam it live to our people in Nigeria for them to accept. And why the killing is going on in worse forms and in different, very, very dangerous measure. That is the story of Nigeria. A media that will divide the country, a media that will accommodate people who come to make divisive statements in Nigeria, a media that will come and give people the room. Yes, I mean divisive elements, divisive agents, the opportunity to advance a cause for religious nationalism, a cause for tribal nationalism, a cause for regional nationalism. Yes, that is what the Nigerian media has become. They are so corrupt. In Nigerian media, we put up two different stories, according to how much money the reporter is paid. Yes, they will cover falsehood, and one mixed with some elements of truth. The same edition, the same dates. Yes, I was a victim of a Vanguard. So I am talking exclusively from the standpoint of knowledge. Vanguard created two stories around me. One was fake and one was near true. Yes. And the people of Nigeria read it. And now, whoever reads it, what do you expect him to get out? And we come from an environment where people don't ask questions. Now they read and get confused, more confused than ever before. So we need to change something. We need to change something. Why the government control of the Nigerian mainstream media is sad. It's sad. And then the feed workers, those who drive, who go, the Nigerian media organizations, the drivers, the journalists are mostly corrupt. The people who will sit down in their room, write a breaking news without going to the source, without going to the place. They are not investigative. They don't go to news scenes to see things because somehow they are handicapped. The practitioners, the owners of the mainstream media houses don't pay their workers. They tell them, go bring the news, we publish. So when they go out, they have to demand for money in order to publish news. News is sold in Nigeria. If you don't have money and you have a good news to break to the people of Nigeria, if you cannot pay for it and the news does not, it's not something that is has a variant opinion about what the government is doing, forget it. Your news will not be published. That is how sad the Nigerian media has gotten. That is why Nigeria is on a standstill. That is why the people of Nigeria are confused. That is why the people of Nigeria cannot organize and rise up against what is hurting them. They are the reason why Nigerians are repressed. The Nigerian mainstream media is a very corrupt media system. Yes, they will concoct stories and write falsehood and beam it to the people to listen to. All their owners are tied to this evil government that is holding Nigeria down. No exception. No exception. Ideology is lost in Nigerian mainstream media. All right, there is absolutely nothing. And then the fake government has their regulatory agency. It works best for them when they proscribe or they will close down media houses that will say or write anything against the government. Since I came to this country about 30 years ago, I'm talking about the United States where I live and from where I am reporting. Since I came here, I've never seen any news, any media organization, be it print or electronic, that has been proscribed. There has never been anyone since nearly 30 years that I have been here. So something, and then we say, Nigeria says that it's copying America's style of democracy. In America, the media is so free. The media is free. The practitioners are free. The practitioners never go out there asking for the people to pay them money before they write news. Every time there is anything happening, yes, they are there, live and direct. They report and report objectively. Yes, when the time for ideological differences occur, based on how the owner is aligned ideologically with what is taking place in the United States, you see those variances. They pursue it vigorously, and you can reason with them why they are reasoning the way they are reasoning. But in Nigeria, there's no ideology, there is no standard. Everybody does whatever he likes. A news crew, we go out if they choose to go out or sit down at home, concoct news and make it a huge headline news in Nigeria. Nigeria is entirely a fraud. I am from there. We are not fraudulent people, but we have been infested with the spirit of fraud by the rogue governments that we have allowed to continue to wreck our country. Time has come. Something needs to give. And the people of Nigeria are sleeping. That is the most sad, the most painful part of the whole thing. Yes. Pauline, say you are confirming what we have noticed. Yes, I am a die-hard Nigerian. I'm very proud to be a Nigerian, but I am not proud of Nigeria the way it is right now. No, there's nothing to be proud about. They say when we speak out, we are unpatriotic. But I say no, patriotism means one of the things, what that drives patriotism is when you see your country derailing, you must stand up in defense of your country. That is part of your responsibility as a citizen of that country. I am being a responsible Nigerian by standing up and calling out those who are destroying our country. The media is a huge part of it. They have destroyed the media, they destroyed the army, they destroyed all strategic institutions in Nigeria, they destroyed the judiciary, the legislature does not work, the presidency or the executive is a hub of corruption. Everything in Nigeria has been corrupted. Yes, and they are driving this corruption down the throats of our people. Our people have now begun to think that corruption is a way of life. Yeah, we are one step away from going to the National Assembly to proclaim corruption as a way of life in Nigeria and for the Nigerian people. But I tell you what, there are a lot of good Nigerians out there. There are people like me, but they repress them. It's either they have, they pressure them to run away from the country, or they get frustrated and die. But we are working and talking to a new generation of Nigerian patriots. Save your country or all of us will perish. That is what we are talking about. Oh, they are talking about what is taking place in the United States. America has a right to build this country because they did. Yes, they started building their country. Why can't Nigerians build their country? So, yes, there are some extreme things happening here, but that is not for me to talk about today. That is a different story for another day. We will analyze, what is taking place here, how the impact is already having on the world, including Nigeria right now. Nigeria needs to sit up. If what Donald Trump is doing in the United States is all that is required for Nigerians at home and Nigerians everywhere in Nigeria, around the world to stand up for their country, let it be. Let it be. A country should be reflected by the nuclear character of its people. We are losing our country. We are losing Nigeria. And we are losing Nigeria so rapidly. Something has to give. Something has to give. Something has to give. Because we have allowed criminals as faces of leadership in Nigeria. We have allowed rogues to drive every strategic institutions in Nigeria. How can we be fighting banditry and terrorism in Nigeria with a vice president with a known connection with Boko Haram as sitting on the presidency of Nigeria, with a drug dealer who was prosecuted here, found guilty, made it to pay restitution, and was asked to leave the United States? He's sitting on the presidency of Nigeria, and he's a fraudster. Yes, certificate forger at the State University of Chicago. America knows it. Joe Biden refused to allow us access to his FBI records. Yes, that is one of those things we are suffering. And now, the Minister of Defense of Nigeria is a terrorist. Yes, with connection to those who are killing Nigerians. He bought them operational vehicles. He funds them. And then there's a chairman, chief of defense staff. I don't envy him. I pity him. But he's disingenuous too. He's unpatriotic. How can he be taking direction? Yes, how can he be taking orders on how to fight terrorism? How can he be sitting on the same table, strategizing with the terrorist sitting on our defense ministry as a minister of defense? How can he be comparing notes and talking about strategies in combating terrorism in Nigeria with a vice president who is a terrorist himself? And the people of Nigeria are quiet. The elites of Nigeria are very corrupt, are quiet. The political class, populated by all criminals, are all quiet. The Nigerian youths are pursuing something different because they have given up hope. They have given up, they don't have any hope in their country. and they are not willing to wake up to fight for their future. Yes, this is the sad state of Nigeria. It is so pitiable that we are where we are, with criminals all over, roaming the street. People who steal our money, bring them to you, take them to Europe, bring them to the United States, take them across the world. When they are sick, they jump into the plane, they come here. And this is the reason why I will continue to call on President Donald Trump. As much as you are deporting, you want to strengthen your immigration law or the immigration laws of the United States, you must focus on the political class in Nigeria. We want you to ban every politician from Nigeria from coming into the United States. They have ruined their country, and so they have no right to be in a place that is so organized, because they will ruin the United States. They are corrupt. They are morally bankrupt. But I want to warn you, Donald Trump, too. As we said, like I've continued to tell you, terrorism in Nigeria is a threat. It's a threat to the national security here in the United States. Remember Abdul Muttalib. The young man from Nigeria who was put on a Detroit bound aircraft, yes, to bomb and destroy the Americans there. The people doing that, they are alive and well. They are the ones. They live in the north of Nigeria. When you hear northern leaders in Nigeria, when you hear northern sultans in Nigeria, when you hear northern emirs in Nigeria, when you hear northern elders in Nigeria, they are the masterminds of terrorism in Nigeria. They are the reason the ISIS, Al-Qaeda is in Nigeria right now. So if you truly, United States, under Donald Trump, if you want to fight terrorism, you must focus very seriously on Nigeria. Joe Biden was in bed with them. He was keeping quiet while they were murdering our people of Nigeria. He was selling arms to the fake Nigerian government, headed by Muhammadu Buhari, the grandfather of Boko Haram in Nigeria. They knew him. It's not like they know. America knows. Yes, but Biden kept quiet. All right, whatever interest he had in Nigeria, he was selling their arms. Every arm that the Americans sold to Nigeria ended with in the hands of a terrorist, and they are using those sophisticated ammunitions and arms to kill our people. So Donald Trump, please sir, if you truly love peace, like you said, around the world, you must focus on peace in Nigeria. And the only thing we want you to do, please stop America's policy of selling arms to Nigeria. Those arms America is selling to Nigeria is ending up in the hands of terrorists. The arms the United States has been selling to Nigeria end up in the hands of terrorists. As we speak, mercenaries have circled Nigeria. Every village, every hamlet, they are there, maiming and killing our people, kidnapping and raping our women, preventing farmers from getting into their farms. This year is going to be a disaster for Nigeria. The food insecurity is going to have a full effect because our farmers are not able to access their farms. They are waylaid in their farms with sophisticated arms, rocket-propelled grenades, AK-47, and all kinds of dangerous weapons. The mercenaries have taken over Nigeria. No thanks to the arms sold to Nigeria by America that the terrorist elements within the Nigerian armed forces, yes, we sell to terrorists. Please, sir, make an executive order to urgently, this is an emergency, to urgently end this American sale of arms to Nigeria. Please, sir, Donald Trump, I am begging on behalf of the people of Nigeria. We deserve to be in peace. We are human beings. We are not animals. Whoever knows Donald Trump, any person who listening to me that has either direct or indirect connection with him, so please Make a case on behalf of Nigeria. Make a case. I'm going to write a personal letter, on behalf of Nigerians that I'm going to read on this channel straight to Donald Trump. I will have a hard copy of it, and I will broadcast the live part of it, and I will send those letters to the Homeland Security. I will send another one to the Department of States here in the United States, officially asking that America stops selling arms to Nigeria. All the arms that they have been selling to Nigeria end up in the hands of terrorists. Yesterday alone, Nigeria lost 22 soldiers. Yes, Nigeria lost 22 soldiers. That is scandalous for a country that has an army. And this is just an isolation. And that same yesterday, terrorists went into an elementary school, our country's elementary school. Imagine terrorists coming into an elementary school here in the United States with a bus and loaded students and took them to unknown destination. These are the type of things we are seeing in Nigeria. President Donald Trump, please do not sell arms to Nigerians, to the Nigerian government. The government you are dealing with, I don't know you. I know you for sure that you will not tolerate. I don't want to. I just want to believe that you will not tolerate the drug dealer, the certificate forger, and the identity thief holding Nigeria hostage. He's a hostage taker. He did not win an election. He was forced on the Nigerian people by the terrorists. Yes, by the terrorists, those who drive terrorism in Nigeria. I'm talking about the Islamic extremists from the north of Nigeria. They are the big problem Nigeria have. Yes, they are the ones holding our country hostage. They are the ones dividing our country. They don't want one Nigeria, but they don't want to allow Nigeria be. So this is a defining moment in our country's history. And we want to partner with you, first of all, to end the sale of arms to Nigeria. If you think you are selling the arms to Nigeria to help the people of Nigeria, no, they are not. You are doing us more harm than good. Because everything America has sold to Nigeria to fight terrorism ended up in the hands of the terrorists. Yes, they sell them as soon as they arrive. All right? So, otherwise, why should a ragtag terrorist group be able to kill 22 Nigerian soldiers? The week before that, they killed over 70 Nigerian soldiers. And this is a daily occurrence. In addition to the destruction of our civilian population. Yes, they are sacking villages. If you know something about the Osman Dan Fodio Jihad in 1804 in Nigeria. Yeah, Osman Dan Fodio Jihad in 1804 in Nigeria. That is what is being extended here. The jihad is still on. But we must end that jihad. So that's why, again, I call on fellow Nigerians, you who is sleeping, you who say you are members of APC, I remind you that those who are causing terrorism in Nigeria are all members of APC. Their leadership, yes, is nothing but terrorists. Those who are masterminding terrorism. So in essence, the APC is a terrorist organization fronting as a political party in Nigeria. Therefore, if you are a member of APC, you are a member of a terrorist organization. Hear me, that is what I'm saying. If you are a member of APC, you are a member of a terrorist organization. I joined APC and only lasted 8 months in it when I started seeing all that is taking place right now. And I warned the people of Nigeria from then that this party is not a real political party. But no, nobody listened. And sadly today, because Nigerians are mostly now corrupt, they will flow where there is money. They will flow. And these people come with a lot of money, but not enough to support life, to buy criminals and people who are vulnerable, to line behind them, to officially, yes, unofficially, take over Nigeria. Should we allow Nigeria to go down? Then what happens to the rest of Africa? If Nigeria goes down, the whole of Africa will go down. If Nigeria cascades into something terrible, Africa will suffer. This is what some people want for Africa. And and they use tools in Africa to fight Africa. So Nigerians, you are sleeping. Nigerians, yes, you are hungry. Nigerians, you are tired. Nigerians, you have resorted to looking for other ways for survival. But there's no road wherever you are. The only way forward is to stand up for Nigeria. Stand up as citizens of Nigeria. Stand up and claim your right to life, your right to choice, your right to freedom of expression, your right to freedom of association, your right to worship God however you want to worship, and your right to self-determination. Nigerians, remember that you are as citizens. You have rights to live everywhere in Nigeria. And you have a right to proclaim Nigeria anywhere you are. But again, your citizenship of Nigeria comes with a sacrosanct responsibility. The responsibility of standing up for Nigeria against threats from within and without, against fellow Nigerians who stand up with a mission to destroy your country. Remember, Nigeria is our mother. If we destroy our mother, we won't have those milk that we used to drink. It is up to us to now wake up and do what we must do for the liberation of Nigeria. Liberation requires sacrifices. No man on earth has been given freedom. Yes, no man else on earth has been awarded freedom. You have to fight for freedom. And in the cause of freedom, fighting for freedom, things happen. Sacrifices are made. Nigerians have been unwilling to make that necessary sacrifice. Now is time to wake up, unite, set religion aside, set your tribes aside, set your regional nationalism aside, and work towards the liberation of Nigeria. And we must do this sacrificially. Yes, we must not be begged. We must not expect anyone to pay us before we rise up for our country. It's our moral, it's our civic, it's our constitutional and spiritual obligation to stand up for Nigeria. Goodbye, and I love you. Bye for now.